Hi, we're back home again in beautiful Northamptonshire, Silverstone Circuit to be exact, for round 9 of the Formula One World Championship.
That's right, it's British Grand Prix weekend again, and you're just in time for Formula One Special.
On the programme today in F1 People, we take a close look at one of the critical jobs essential to every Grand Prix. We'll show you what a 13-year-old Formula One commentator sounds like with the winner of the Young Commentator Award. Martin accompanies Eddie Irvine on a busy Friday night before the big race weekend. Plus, the full uninterrupted story of my incredible backseat drive of a lifetime in the McLaren two-seater, piloted by Mr. Cool, Martin Brundle himself. And not forgetting all the news from today's qualifying for the British Grand Prix.
So here goes. The all-important qualifying session for tomorrow's big race finished just a few hours ago. Here's what happened.
Qualifying started with a threat of rain in the air, but nothing was going to dampen the day for a capacity crowd who came to cheer on the Brits. It's been a while since Jacques Villeneuve was out in front, but the Canadian has got the spring back in his step this weekend, and he leapt straight into pole. Heinz-Harald Frentzen put his all into his first flying lap, and Julie took the top slot from his teammate to confirm Williams' rejuvenation. And all the time, Frank looked on impassively. It didn't last long, though. Michael Schumacher's opening shot was over a second quicker than the Williams pair.
Yes! 1.2 seconds faster. Michael Schumacher has thrown down the gauntlet with a resounding clang.
It was thrown straight back at him. Mika Hakkinen answered the challenge with a flying lap to bump Michael down into second. Meanwhile, the battle for third place continued, and Eddie Irvine was in the thick of it. Then, with just under half the session completed, Hakkinen bettered his own previous best and claimed pole once and for all.
0.6 of a second, 1:23.2.
In total contrast, David Coulthard was having his worst qualifying session for a very long time. Bad news too for Ralf Schumacher. He lost the back end of his Jordan in dramatic fashion, and then he lost his temper with the marshal who tried to show him the right way back to the garage. Eddie Jordan was clearly not amused. Damon Hill tried to put the smile back on the boss's face, but 7th wasn't quite good enough to satisfy either man. Sauber were quietly getting on with the business. Johnny Herbert wound up 9th. Alexander Wurz was on the rostrum here last year in only his 3rd Grand Prix, but Benetton will struggle to repeat that performance. Neither Wurz or Giancarlo Fisichella could get the Benetton to work properly. There was a final flurry of activity as the field eyed that vacant 3rd slot. Jacques Villeneuve staked his claim with a 1:24.1 lap. And there was nothing that David Coulthard could do to answer him. He wound up in 4th place. So yet another pole for Hakkinen. Michael Schumacher's in 2nd. Villeneuve's 3rd ahead of David Coulthard. Then it's Eddie Irvine for Ferrari, Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the Williams, and Damon Hill for Jordan. Alesi is 8th for Sauber, and Johnny Herbert's 9th.
It's very disappointing. I was, probably the most disappointed I've been this year, actually getting out of the car, even comparing to some of the races where I've dropped out when I've been leading. But I really wanted to get a good qualifying here to set myself up for hopefully a win, but it makes it more difficult when you're in the second row.
I'm not extremely happy about it, but to get in pole and have nearly half a second different for the second guy, it's pretty cool.
Very, very close on your last run.
Yes, that's true. And if you look Magny-Cours, we were 2 tenths behind here. It could have been probably about 1 or 2 tenths. So end of the day, that's what makes us feeling in a good shape.
So it's a track that in the past suited me, and it's also a track that suited the car. And the new modification we've had for this race would actually work very well on this track.
We've done well. We're looking stronger now than we were a few races back. So I'm very, very pleased with the performance of the team and Honda and everyone. So we just have to keep pushing.
There are lots of absolutely essential people in Formula One, all of them doing vital jobs. But none of them are more important than those unsung heroes, the track marshals. In fact, they're this week's F1 people.
My name's Ian Walker. I'm a flag marshal here at Silverstone for the 1998 British Grand Prix. I think I've been marshalling about 27 years. I was working out the other day, this is my 21st Grand Prix. During the week I'm a software engineer for one of the major computer companies. I spend all week sitting in front of a computer, and I come out and stand in the rain and occasionally sunshine at motor race meetings at the weekends. First practice session this morning, Eddie Irvine, his first flying lap, came into Prix much too quick, just lost it, spun, crossed the gravel trap. As he was spinning, they were waving the yellow flag as he was spinning on the grass. As he went into the gravel trap, they brought it down to a stationary, and we immediately put out a green flag, and we kept the green flag out while the incident was being handled. I guess my favourite drivers in the current Formula One ones are the ones I've seen come up through the minor formula. People like Johnny Herbert and David Coulthard, who you can spot them when they're in Formula 4 that they're going to be something special. I shall probably pack up motor racing when I get too old. I've always said that when my eyes go too bad and to be a flag marshal, I become an observer. Other people go on holiday to Majorca or places like that. I go to sunny Silverstone every year. Well, when they invite me, that is. As long as they keep inviting me, I shall carry on going.
Well, as I've found out, commentating on Formula One is not quite as easy as it first seems. I know there's loads of youngsters out there who want to be the next Murray Walker. Here's the great man himself with the winner of the Young Commentator Award.
And here he is, Jamie O'Leary from Stone in Staffordshire. Now, Jamie, this is my office, this is my workplace, this is where I try to get it all done, and that is what you have got to talk from. Just the one monitor which shows you the picture that the viewer sees. Up here, you've got another monitor which shows you the positions of the drivers and the times they're doing. But remember, keep your attention riveted on that monitor. Okay then, let's go for it. This is the final practice session before this afternoon's qualifying session, and at the moment Takagi is in 20th place.
But he was a long way off the pace of Hakkinen in this morning's first session, and he'll be really wanting to improve on that as he now comes round Priory and now into the very slow Brooklands corner.
And now he's sprinting up to Abbey. It's a left and a right and then through into the complex.
Well, I think I just caught a glimpse of another car ahead of him, and that could possibly spell disaster for this lap. I think he might just get away with it.
No, off goes Takagi.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Wait for the replay to see. Looks like he may have locked up and spun. Very important to get the car set up right for the qualifying session later, because that qualifying session, of course, determines the grid, and a bad grid slot could spell a bad race.
Well done, Jamie. You really have done a terrific job. It's very difficult. You're under pressure. It's the first time. We may have a star of the future here. During a race weekend, the life of a Grand Prix driver is one round of hectic, non-stop activity. And for Ferrari's Eddie Irvine, the British Grand Prix is no exception. Martin hitched a ride with him and they went to the Grand Prix ball.
Yeah, it's Friday night, Eddie. Let's go and have a look at the ball, see what's going on there. What do you do without all this sort of thing, going to the ball and all the other PR stuff? Does it deflect your weekend much?
Some of it, at Silverstone, there's no downtime because everywhere you go, the fans are there. You know, and it's great. It's almost popular, but you do need a space to breathe, and you just constantly signing autographs. You go into the garage, they're in there. You go out of the motorhome, they're there. You go try to get out the gates, they're there. You get out of your car, they're there. There's just no escaping it.
Yeah, you're nearly as famous as Murray Walker these days.
Well, I'm right up there. You know, never know. One day I might actually surpass the man. I always find my first landings good, and they just gradually get worse after that.
Yeah, because you tighten up, don't you? Just as it's about to touch the ground, you tend to tighten up on them. There's only 500 people watching it, don't worry. No pressure.
You reckon we go up there and land? Do we have to go up there and land in front of all these people?
Let's get champagne in it.
Thank you. From me, please.
Hey, you dress well, don't you?
How's that? Oh, look at these, a professional look.
Well, he tries to be.
All right,
Very
good stuff.
nice.
See you later. Where's the swerve?
I'm getting taken.
And I just said that you're the sexiest man on earth on a big breakfast, and I think you are now that I've
thank
seen
you very much.
Fantastic. Absolutely mega.
What can I say?
Hi, Eddie. Rosemary, nice to see you. You all right?
You're Irish, aren't you? Where are you from?
Newry, Northern Ireland.
Oh, Newry?
Yes.
I always stop at the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Newry on the way down to Dublin.
You were? You go to the best places then.
Yeah, exactly.
Dinner is served. Now, apparently. Right now, I think. And they would very much appreciate it if you'd go into the marquee. Thank you. Well, Eddie took me to the ball and I learned many things. He found his Cinderella, he told her she dressed very well and invited her to a fast food restaurant. We wound up the Angry Palm Tree and headed back to Silverstone for the rest of the weekend.
That's it for a few moments, but before we go for a break, tonight on ITV, you can catch the penultimate game in the World Cup finals.
Scored a sublime goal. An extraordinary goal by Robert Prosinecki. Cracking goal.
Welcome back. Now, have you ever wondered what it's like to be in a Formula One car in action? Well, I did, but now I know.
That's right, this man's been telling race fans about Formula One for nearly 50 years. Finally, he's had the chance to find out what it's really like for himself, and I had the pleasure of driving it.
After watching and commentating on Formula One for most of my life, I sadly felt the chance to experience it firsthand had long since passed me by. So, when McLaren's top man, Ron Dennis, offered Martin and I the ride of a lifetime in their new tandem two-seater Formula One car, you can imagine how I felt. This car's unique, designed to give a few lucky passengers the ultimate adrenaline rush. It's slightly longer than this year's championship-leading McLaren, but even with the passenger, its performance isn't all that far off the 1998 race car. Before I could get in, though, it was down to the Royal Brompton Hospital for a bit of personal scrutineering. Because, first of all, anyone offered a ride has to get through a really tough medical. I was put through my paces by consultant cardiologist Dr. Sam Kadura and his team.
We've taken a full history and examination of Murray and carried out some simple tests, an ECG test to look at the electrical activity of his heart, a chest x-ray, some x-rays of his neck, and also he's just carried out an exercise stress test. ECG looks absolutely beautiful. He's really passed, I think, with flying colours. He managed over 10 minutes on the treadmill test, and there was no problem at all with that test, so I think he should be really very pleased.
Sam, bless you. I'll think of you while I'm going around the corner at 160 miles an hour.
All the best, Murray.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I've been to Silverstone more times than I can remember, but this was a different feeling altogether. This wasn't just another car being prepared in a garage. This one was for me, and it was with a mixture of excitement and apprehension that I got ready to ride behind Martin. I'm trying very hard to look cool, calm and relaxed. I'm expecting to be terrified because we're going to have, what sort of G-forces on the corners?
About 3, I would say 3.5.
And what sort of horsepower have we got behind us?
Well, apparently they won't tell me, but I mean, I would hazard a guess at 700 plus. Enough to give us a kick up the backside.
I don't know how fast racing drivers' hearts go, but mine's going now, never mind later. This is the panic button.
You know Morse code? If you know Morse code,
SOS.
SOS, yeah.
3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots, I know that one.
For sure you're not going to fall out of it, I'm quite sure of that, because it takes us a long time to get you in. But no, it's just if you're feeling some discomfort or like you think this is too fast. I'm sure you're not going to think it's too fast, because the car handles well. I'm sure it'll be pretty similar to the real thing.
If you see me do that with my right foot, it means give it some willy.
Okay, it means I'm not going fast enough, okay.
Sitting there, you don't really know what to expect, and suddenly you get this hammer blow in the back. And I thought, my gosh, if it's like this in the pit lane, what's it going to be like when we actually get on the track?
Just going out of the pit lane now and joining the track. Down into fourth, looking for the left of Beckett's. Over the curb a little bit. Turns in nicely and hard on the gas now. Into hanger straight. Fifth gear already. Sixth gear under the bridge. I was trying to tell him what was going on and what I was feeling, because the car was sliding a lot, especially in the early laps, so I was trying to fill him in on that. Tyres are not fully up to temperature yet. And now over the top of the hill into club. When we hit the brakes, he would feel the energy.
I was going right forward into that bar that's in front of me, notwithstanding the fact that the straps were done up so tightly.
He said he wasn't going to say much because he was a bit nervous he'd put me off and we'd fly off the road or something.
The fact that my hands were out in the open gave me some sort of reassurance. I don't think it would have done me much good, but it did reassure me.
Back end sliding. There we go. Yeehaw! Full speed, full throttle, over the start-finish line, sixth gear, up to about 180. A little bit of understeer there through Stowe, through Cobbs rather, heading towards Beckett's now. Stay on the gun. Down 2 gears, yeah, in we go. Down another gear, over the curb. Squirt the throttle between the two, exit of Beckett. So top speed would be in 2 places. One coming into Copse, the first corner, where we'd be just under 190 miles an hour. Pretty much the same speed going into Stowe, down at the end of Hanger Straight. We're going to go really, really deep into Stowe. On the brakes, down 2 gears. Fourth, fifth. Spinning it around a little bit. Second gear now for Pab. Weight on the entry, there we go. Plenty of grip around the outside there. Yes. Up the hill now, 6th gear already into Abbey. This is the big stop.
Knowing the corners, I at least knew which direction to look in. I think you go around bridge at about 150 miles an hour, and it feels like it.
This is Bridge Corner. Oh yeah, lots of grip through there now. I'd already said to him, if you don't fancy that last flying lap, and he just shouted out as we're heading down the pit straight, I'm okay for the last lap. So it was great, and then I gave him an extra special lap because he seemed very comfortable about it. Wait for it. Oh, a lot of bit of oversteer there. Now it's easy flat out. Look at the pit board. There we go, bit of understeer still there. Well, I would say we were about 95% there on the average lap. Obviously, down the straights, I'm giving it everything that I've got, and I wanted to give Murray every sensation of speed that we could. And into Hanger Straight. Car's running well.
Martin was absolutely fabulous. We did a lap, he's just told me, in about 8 or 9 seconds off a really hot lap in the single-seater Formula One car. And not for one split second did I feel anything other than totally relaxed and calm and confident in the man that was in front of me.
Out of Cleft corner, great acceleration. Let's remember, this gentleman's 75 years old, you know. I'm super impressed that he would even dream of going in it, let alone relish and look forward to the opportunity as he did. say?
Fabulous, absolutely fantastic.
Overall, I think it worked out well, and I feel that he's got a full sense of what it's like to be in a Formula One car. And I think next time he sees some in-car footage, it will have a whole new meaning for him.
Well, I can tell you this, if you ever think that life is dull and ordinary and that things are passing you by, you should try this, because it takes 20 years off your life. It's the most stimulating, exciting, rewarding, dramatic, innovating experience I have ever had in my life. Fabulous.
Well, our thanks to McLaren for that opportunity. I think less than 50 people around the world are going to have a chance to have a ride in that two-seater Formula One car. Tomorrow's race, Murray, what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know, the glorious thing about it is that it's totally unpredictable. I mean, it's starting to rain now, and I think it's going to be very wet again tomorrow. But we've got a wonderful repeat of the French Grand Prix. Mika Häkkinen in pole position, Michael Schumacher alongside him. We all know what happened there. So really the whole thing is unpredictable. David as well, Damon is well up there, and the two Williams. So I think it really is much too close to call. So there we are, it's 2 for the price of 1 tomorrow, the British Grand Prix and the World Cup final, starting at 12 noon on ITV. Join us then.